Great. Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful Friday, May 15, 2026. My Cordaro Jewelers watch tells me it's 9/11 and change. This is the Bob Cordaro Show, and I am he, live. Broadcasting today from the United States of America. I can prove it because my president and our administration and our business leaders went to China and were respected. It's also the place where the brave, like the veterans we will salute today, thanks to John Basiliga and his great Basiliga hospitality group, they made us and kept us free. Veterans we've lost this year, but salute today, thanks to John, like Jack Kissel, Scranton, Michael Soreski, Scranton, Robert Dudick, South Abington Township, Bill Deemer, Scranton, Lynn Blanton, Archbald, and Stephen Kalinowski, Taylor. The United States of America, founded with a certain knowledge and understanding by our amazing, irreplaceable, and profoundly wise founding fathers who knew that government should not be, could not be, and they made sure that it never would be our parent, our guide, our direction, our salvation. Not any of these things. Because government power always means less freedom, less liberty, and less choice for Americans. Our founding fathers also knew that government power, because of human nature, should only be a necessary evil designed to protect and organize society. The United States of America, the country where, for the first time in human history, freedom was declared by law to be an unalienable right granted to each individual by God. Freedom couldn't be parceled out to groups. It couldn't be controlled by government or government officials because our great American Constitution ensures and codifies freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of association, economic freedom, and, of course, freedom of the press, no matter how they abuse it. Now, because they were armed with these freedoms, and only because of that fact, a ragtag bunch of immigrants, many of them rejects from around the world, they and their progeny created the richest, most powerful, most culturally diverse and accepting nation ever to grace our planet Earth. America, the only place specifically invented and designed so that every American can live their life in the manner they choose. Unlimited by their background, upbringing, race, color, or creed. Unhindered by the government or those who would use government to control others for their own comfort, benefit, or power. This Bob Cordaro Show, well, it'll always be convincingly conservative, lovingly logical, proudly and passionately patriotic, and reliably right. And so we gavel to order today's meeting of the Club for Common Sense, promising you that our total, immersive, immovable commitment to common sense will provide a sanctuary of sanity to all of you who hearken here for the balance of this singular, extraordinary morning. A gentle warning, this is not a safe harbor for stupidity. Such nonsense will be roundly and, dare I say, harshly attacked throughout the program. We will not suffer fools gladly, and their foolishness and ignorance, willful or otherwise, will be called out with intent, purpose, and vigor, designed and sadly necessary to save our great republic from evil, senselessness, and weakness, all of which can bring this noble and successful experiment down. It can. Now, we've got obligations, and we must aggressively oppose it. Well, guess what? The main obligation all of us have is to vote. Make sure of that, okay? And we say to our Democrat friends, so many thousands who are listening, you can, but you don't have to change your party. You just have to change your party. Take it over. It's insanity. By the way, we are live today. After that couple days, we'll talk about that. But Roach Supply is bringing you the live stream. of today's program, and they're the premier bath and kitchen supplier in Northeast Pennsylvania. They've been doing it. They've been rocking it for 75 years. What is a bulldog? Do you know what is a 90-year-old called? Octogenarian is 80s. 90s would be what? Ron Roach is in his mid-90s. You don't know? Or you're looking... Don't be looking it up. That's not... I just wanted to know if you knew. Yeah, all right. Well, those of you guys get to us. The listeners will supply this. If you didn't know it, I would have just asked the listeners, Bulldog. Dear Lord. Anyway, I had 2 days off from the Bulldog, which was a vacation of itself. I went to St. Joe's college graduation for my niece, Cassidy Wylam. And I'm telling you, it was a good ceremony. And everybody got introduced, the entire class. The president of the school, the president of the St. Joe's University, she spoke briefly and well. The valedictorian spoke briefly and well. They did not have some politician or whatever give a commencement speech. And you were out of there. I mean, the longest part, but the most important part was the individual granting of the diplomas. Hour and a half, in and out. And I said, man, that was great. It was a great. We didn't have to listen to any nonsense, any political bullspit. It was good. It was really good. And Philly, I'm telling you, it wasn't bad at all. Walked around, people on the streets, hung around. I mean, you're hanging around the nicest parts of the downtown, but they were still nice. Rittenhouse Square, sitting there having a cigar, and then the Union League has a great cigar room, so I was there a couple of times. But everything was great. I mean, the restaurant's fantastic. My cutie's sister, Kim, who I call her Yaz. And they go, well, what's Yaz? Well, because she's like an MVP. When it comes to planning, logistics, everything's perfect. And it was. It was great to be there, fun, all that. I did miss you guys. I did. I promise I did. Well, my friend Sirius says he's playing golf with one of the family members, one of the Wylams today, Paul. That's neat. Yeah, but good stuff. It was fun. It was enjoyable. We were with the right people, obviously, too. So no complaints. And I'm going down after today, and it may seem silly to you. I came back yesterday. I was actually back. And I had left a Big Lou at the studio. So Cutie dropped me off, and I had to come in for something. And it was only only quarter after 11. I was almost ready to do the last 45 minutes of the show, but Bulldog was being very, I don't know, he just looked like it was going to make that last 45 minutes difficult. So I left and said, we'll start fresh on Friday. That's the way it goes. All right. We'll take our first break. We want to hear from our great sponsors. They make it all possible, so we want to hear from them. We've got a little history, a little music, and then we'll be back. It's the Bob Cordaro Show. Chuck Berry. Murph tells us this date, 1957. He recorded his hit, Rock and Roll Music, at Chess Studios, Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, our peripatetic mayor of Scranton, Paige Cognetti, seen getting off a flight from Chicago yesterday. I mean, somebody had texted in. They said, Bob, heard a rumor from two people. Paige is resigning Monday to campaign full-time. She is campaigning full-time. She's flying around the country raising money from left-wing lunatic organizations. She's not paying attention to the city, which, by the way, kudos are not in order, because this has been 4 years of hell. My street is paved. I came home and the street's paved. And I'm like, it's like it's been so bad for so long because of Mayor Cognetti's incompetence that I don't even know how to react. To be honest, I don't know how to react. But the level of incompetence that you can't pave a street, and by the way, they paved over the crosswalks that Mayor Cognetti had dutifully painted this past fall. I mean, just disaster. Absolute disaster. Somebody said, Bob, I drove down your street last night. It's paved beautifully, so this means you're going to vote for Paige now, right? Yes. My goshes. I mean, some people forget. Some people forget ranking competence because the street's paved now. Thank you. No. I'm sorry. By the way, that's her job. But it was her job for 5 years now. Not for the last 6 months before a campaign or during a campaign. This is crazy. But I must acknowledge that the street is finally paved. I don't know quite how to react to it. I was driving today, and instead of doing, the old In-Laws Serpentine, and that's from the movie In-Laws, instead of doing the Serpentine, I was able to drive straight down the street. I just don't know how to handle it yet. Big Lou doesn't know how to handle it. But yeah, the mayor was in Chicago. God knows. I mean, you can't get into City Hall past that one little office where they try to shunt everybody off. They forgot it's our City Hall. Oh, and then she bought off her campaign contributors. She bought the building next door. This is only a few million of your dollars. Don't worry about it. Nothing. Don't think about it. Because they did take the urinals out of City Hall. They've accomplished that. Awesome. Dear Lord. Oh man, my friend Sirius says that his daughter goes to St. Joe's and is actually in the same sorority as Cassidy, who I went to see graduate. By the way, the PGA was going on. Philly just had a lot going. I was very happy with it. Very impressed. And pleasantly so. And I was with Sirius's brother, Mark, and my son, who I graciously call the Polak, but my son Christopher, who at the cigar room at the Union League. It was great. It was only a block away from the hotel. It was, again, a great stay. I've got no complaints about what I saw in Philadelphia. And there was, she was just a random crazy person, but I saw the security and the police and everything with an immediate reaction. So it was good. Some things are going on. Somebody says, Bob, if you think about it, when Mayor Cognetti is out of Scranton, things actually get done. I know. It's. Listen, we're stuck with her for mayor for what, the next 3 years? At least I'll be doing it on my street that is paved. There'll be no crosswalks now because they've been paved over. The new crosswalks painting is covered, but we'll be driving on a smooth road. And by the way, a former U.S. senator who has endorsed her lives on the same street as I do. Bob Casey lives there. So it's like he had to drive through the same streets for all these years. This is astonishing. Anyway, all right, we'll take a break because my Bacardi Jewelers watch says it's approaching 9:31. That means we need to hear from our sponsors. It also means that we're coming back to a veterans tribute, the weather, and more, as they always say. But in this case, we deliver. Our Veterans Tribute this hour, as with every hour, this day as with every day, brought to you by our man John Basiliga and his great Basiliga Hospitality Group. It's the weekend. Can't believe it. We'll be checking out everything they do this weekend. I know I will. Pre-bar restaurants, can't get any better. They're traditional, yet everything is beautiful, gorgeously redone. The people that work there are well trained. They know it's just a pleasure. The Old Brook Inn, 307, Springbrook Township. The Far Street Tavern, the reimagined neighborhood institution in the Great Trips Park section of West Scranton, and the Queen City Tavern, downtown Oliphant. Great stops, all. John Jack Kissel. We lost him April 20th. A graduate of St. Patrick's High School in Westside. He excelled and enjoyed many sports, including basketball, baseball, and golf. Jack served 6 years in the National Guard, serving all of us, and worked most of his life for the family business, Kissel Printing. Most of all, he loved and took care of his family. Survived by his wife of over 50 years, Joanne, 2 sons, and a brother, Jack Kissel. Michael Sereski. He was from Dunmore. We lost him April 26th. Preceded in death by his beloved wife, Betty Sereski, nee Cumbee. That was her maiden name. Born in Scranton, raised in Troop. He proudly served all of us in the U.S. Navy as an aviation electronics technician during the Korean War. While stationed aboard the USS Intrepid, he traveled extensively, visiting many European countries, but always felt that he would rather be in the U.S. than anywhere else. After returning from service, he was employed by Link Aviation. You see them up in Binghamton off the 81, where he built flight simulators. He retired from Tobyhanna Army Depot in 1988 and was able to live retirement to the fullness. After retirement, he enjoyed fixing things in his workshop, working in his garden, where he had a yearly competition with his wife and neighbor for the first red tomato. As the unofficial inspector of Dunmore, he loved to supervise, checking things out with a cup of coffee and criticizing or critiquing your work. Michael will be fondly remembered for his denim tuxedo, his pride and joy 1984 Firebird, which he bought new in 1983 and still drove. Most of all, he'll be remembered for telling you how good he looked for his age. He's survived by his son, Eric, along with Eric's wife, his daughter, Michelle, his stepdaughter, sister, grandchildren, step-grandchildren. Preceded in death by his son, Michael, tragically, Michael Sereski III. His stepchildren, Thomas Knott, Arthur Knott, Vicky Ann Knott, and step-grandson, Thomas Knott Jr. He knew tragedy. Michael Sereski. Our great veterans this hour, brought to you by John Basiliga and Basiliga Hospitality. AccuWeather forecast, that is brought to you by our friends at Montage Mountain Resort. They're swinging into spring. There's always something happening up there. I was down in Philadelphia. Somebody was bragging about the Wagyu burger up at Montage. So there's always something to do up there. Today, times of clouds and sun, high 65. Tonight, mainly clear down to 44. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and pleasant, high 81, low 60. Sunday, very warm with clouds and sun, 84. How nice. Low 57. This one, I had to do a double check. Monday, partly sunny and hot, 91 degrees, low 63. Tuesday, mostly sunny, remaining very warm, high 91, low 64. Now, there's some May weather for you, and that is brought to you by our friends at Montage Mountain Resort, where it is 50 degrees as we speak. Well, I get to brag to her today about our sunshine. And, but here she is, Tina Morocco, Global Sales Advisor at Sotheby's International, Naples, Florida. You can reach her through Sotheby's in Naples, or you could go to Tina Morocco, Muracco, either .com, which is her own website, or anywhere on social media, Tina Morocco. And here she is. Hi, Tina. How are you?
I'm doing well, Bob. How are you?
I'm doing great, actually. Did you hear our weather report by chance?
I did. That's fantastic.
But you know what? Your weather's still going to be nicer than ours because it won't be blazing hot.
Well, we'll have a breeze, I'm sure.
Yes.
Breeze.
So tell me what's on the agenda for you today? What do you got?
So today I'm actually showing some properties to some folks from Dunmore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm headed up to Babcock Ranch in Fort Myers to do that. So that should be fun.
I remember you telling us about Babcock Ranch. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're headed up that way. But today I wanted to talk about sunsets. Sunsets in Southwest Florida. And sunsets are a big deal here. And I don't know if you've ever watched the sunset on one of the beaches during season, but it's like a tradition here to go to the beach to watch sunset, and people clap actually at sunset. It's actually pretty incredible.
Nice.
That's how dramatic it is here. And sunsets in the west. We're on the west coast of Florida, so it's beautiful. But that leads me to real estate because when you think about sunsets, you think about like your lanai, because we spend a lot of time in Florida. Our back patio is screened in usually to keep the bugs out. But the back patio, the way it faces, the rear exposure is so important to a lot of people when they're doing their home searches. Not just because they want to talk about or they like the sunset, but because, the rear exposure, if you like a lot of sun, you want to get a rear exposure that's south or southwest. West exposure is obviously sunset, but that is a lot of heat if you're going to be here in the summertime. And north exposure is great if you like it a little dark, a little cooler in your house. So something to think about there. East exposure is great if you like sunrise. But, so many people here come for our sunsets and love the sunset. So, a lot of times that's one of the first things they ask me. I'd like to have a view. I'd like a lake view. I'd like to be able to watch sunset from my back. So that's something that, we can filter by as real estate agents. We can search by rear exposure, believe it or not here.
There really are, and you're making a major investment no matter what. So but there really are so many details that you need Tina Morocco for. Really.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So you come to Florida because you want to sit outside. You want to enjoy the weather. And, when you sit outside, what do you want to look at? Do you want to look at a golf course, a lake view? And is sunset important to you, or do you like sunrise, that type of thing? So, yeah, it's a big deal here.
Really neat.
Yeah.
Sunsets. Don't forget about them, and take care of those Dunmore people, will you please? Will you take care of them today?
Of course I will.
All right. Tina Morocco, Global Sales Advisor at Sotheby's International, Naples, Florida. You could reach her through Sotheby's in Naples, or Tina Morocco, Muracco.com, or on any social media. Tina Morocco. She is your trusted Florida real estate advisor specializing in Southwest Florida. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Bob. Take care.
You brought the sunshine today again. Thank you.
Okay.
Literally. All right. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. It's the Bob Cordaro Show. Somebody texted in, speaking of rear exposures, that Tina Morocco and I were talking about, are there any good nudist beaches in Southwest Florida? Asking for a friend. You made me burst out laughing. That is Ricky Nelson. Murph tells us he moved number 18 to 8 with what I think is a great song, Traveling Man. This date, 1961. Isn't that interesting? Bob Carroll back with you. Yeah, so Rob O'Donnell sent me, he had done a post, and it's a picture of our Paige Cognetti with the goofball hag, Nancy Pelosi, the drunken goofball hag, I might add. Rob points out in his post, he says, Scranton Mayor Paige Cognetti, running for Congress in Pennsylvania's 8th District, raised more campaign money in the San Francisco Bay Area than she did in the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in Q1. The Bay Area contributions, $174,270, and she must have got that 9 cents from Pelosi, who might have been bombed at the time. Pennsylvania was only $157,000. Wow. Oh, and I mentioned, buying a building off a group of people who building they bought after $15,000 in contributions. But Cardo says it's $950. The Beach Boys. They moved from number 21 to number 5 with their hit, Help Me Rhonda, this date, 1965. Well, my friend Frank Balin, who is a good buddy and really looks after my friend Joe Barna, our great Korean War combat veteran, he's part of the Hazleton Philharmonic. And Bob Lagana is on from the Philharmonic because they've got a fundraiser for Tunnels to Towers, which is fantastic, Bob. Welcome to the Bob Cordaro Show. Good to have you, Bob Lagana.
Good morning. So glad to be able to talk to you this morning.
Tell me about your event. I love this.
Okay. A lot of people don't realize this, but Hazleton does have its own little symphony orchestra.
And as Johnny Carson would say, I did not know that.
Yeah, that rings a bell. It's true. We were the creation of a Roman Catholic priest by the name of Father Joseph Herrera, who's kind of a legend down in this neck of the woods. And he was with us until 2003 when he passed away. At that moment in time, the Philharmonic kind of went into a little bit of a tailspin because without him, who did everything for the organization, we just started to had to recalculate everything again. What the bottom line was that I was the president of the board of directors at that time, but I had also been a lifelong member of the orchestra in having been taught by him personally back in the 1950s.
Wow.
And they asked me if I would be willing to take over the reins as the conductor of the orchestra because I had been filling in for him during the last years of his life when he was unable to do it. So I wound up being the conductor, and I've been so since then, since 2003. And over the years, we've had a rather colorful experience. But now, in recent years, we have sprung back to a legit symphony orchestra. We do have a string contingent, which is rather impressive nowadays, along with the other brass and woodwinds. And so in recent years, we've been doing some really, really nice concerts here in the Hazleton area. And just having seen all these advertisements for Tunnel to Towers on TV, I was always impressed with and the work that they do. And I got this idea. We do about 2 or 3 public presentations during the course of a year. And I thought maybe what would be a good idea to perhaps do something and try to generate some funds maybe that we could send along as a donation from the...
And Tunnel to Towers, great organization. All right, just in the interest of time, Bob Lagana, tell me, when will the Hazleton Philharmonic be performing for this great charity?
Okay, it will take place on Sunday afternoon, May 31st. The place will be St. John Bosco Church, and that's located on Route 93 in Cunningham, Pennsylvania. It will take place at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It'll take about an hour to an hour and a half concert, I believe. And there is no charge to attend the concert. What we are asking is that we commonly put a little donation jar at the entrance to the wherever we play, and if anyone likes it and wants to contribute to the Philharmonic, that's fine, but there's no charge. This time we are asking people to consider the nature of the concert that we're giving, since it is for Tunnel to Towers, and saying if they are moved to make any sort of donation, if they could just whatever they drop in the jar at the end of the concert will be forwarded. And also, I spoke directly to Tunnel to Towers, and what they have done on our behalf is set up a GoFundMe account that people can, without being at the concert, if they wanted to donate to this particular cause, they can go to, especially if they're on Facebook, they can just look up Hazleton Philharmonic, and what it will do is bring them directly to the GoFundMe site, and they can make some sort of a contribution if they would like to do so. So I'm hoping that we've had some pretty nice turnouts over the last few years that we've been doing these concerts, and I'm hoping that it looks like it's going to be a well-attended thing. So I'm hoping we can generate a few dollars that we can send along.
Bob Lagana, tell us, Hazleton Philharmonic, what date and where and what time? Okay,
it is Sunday, May 31st, St. John Bosco Church at Cunningham, Pennsylvania, and it's at 3 p.m.
Beautiful. Not only to keep this great Philharmonic together, which you know, and I know from the outside ain't easy, but to keep performing, to in and of itself, that's a great thing. But to perform to benefit a great organization like Tunnel to Towers, that's good stuff. Bob Lagana, call in again next week because we've got to continue to promote this. All right.
We'll be more than happy to do so. Thank you for giving
my
us
friend. We will do it. Look forward to it. Bob Lagana, Hazleton Philharmonic. They've got a big event coming up to benefit Tunnel to Towers. Can't get any better than that. I look at my Ricardo Jewelers watch. It's telling me it's 10:01. That means I'm late for the news again. That means Brian Hughes, who does the news, is ready to go and raring. So let's hear him. We will come back. It's the Bob Cordaro Show. Great good morning, everyone. It is 10:09 on my Bacardo Jewelers watch. This beautiful Friday, May 15, a year of our Lord, 20 and 26 here in the great Northeast. This is the Bob Cordaro Show. I am he, and it's a big day to fight for America, defend our values, and honor, with the help of our man John Basiliga and his great Basiliga Hospitality Group, the brave who have made us and kept us free. People like veterans we've lost this year, but celebrate today, thanks to John. Like Jack Kissel, Scranton, Michael Soreski, Dunmore, William Bill Deemer, Scranton, Robert Dudick, South Abington Township, Lynn Blanton, Archbald, and Stephen Kolanowski, Taylor. So with history, our great founding fathers, and the incomparable Constitution of the United States of America as our guides, let us continue today's battle. Gaveling back to order, this meeting of the Club for Common Sense, promising you that our deep and unalterable commitment to common sense will provide a sanctuary of sanity to all of you who hearken here. And just to start the hour, because I don't want to overlook it and forget it since we were not here the last 2 days, Mother Teresa, St. Teresa for May 15th. And Mary Regina says it's a good one. Don't search for Jesus in far lands. He is not there. He is close to you. He is with you. Just keep the lamp burning and you will always see him. Keep on filling the lamp with all these little drops of love and you will see how sweet is the Lord you love. St. Teresa, Mother Teresa for today. And thank you, Mary Regina, for always getting that to us. So you've heard him before on the program a number of times. Former congressman, former ambassador to the Holy See, and a foreign policy expert. We've just been enamored of his experience, but the knowledge that he has gained from that experience in diplomacy and foreign policy, but also because he's not a rubber stamp for anybody. And that is Ambassador Francis Rooney, and we welcome him back to the program. Ambassador Rooney, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me back on.
Oh, always. You know that. So tell us, let's go to China first. I thought it was an inconclusive, but a good and necessary summit with the Chinese in Peking.
Well, it's always good to have dialogue with an important adversary and important countries around the world. So I'm glad that the president did that. I just hope that what we've seen is about all that happened. I'm not really confident about Taiwan with President Trump.
You feel like he'd trade that away or might trade that defense of Taiwan away for something else?
Or at least say something that would heighten the Chinese expectations in order to if they offer to help him get the Straits of Hormuz open.
But we avoided that so far.
Get out of that Iran thing. Huh?
But we have avoided that so far. He didn't didn't do a Joe Biden this time.
Right. Nobody could do that bad.
Yeah, that actually requires effort, doesn't it? Let's go to Iran. It has become frustrating, but is that because I think, I really do believe this, I think we're frustrated because we're so used to everything being easy.
The Iranians are extraordinarily complex people. I was working in Iran before the fall of the Shah and the embassy, and I spent a fair bit of time in the Middle East. These are much more complicated than Sunni Arabs, like Saudis and Abu Dhabians and all that. The Iranians have a lot going on in their head. They love the yin and yang. They love to take odd positions that will get their opponents back on their hind legs, which they've done to the president, quite frankly. Mm-hmm. And I would have been better off if he'd just stayed out of that and never done that in the first place.
Do you agree with the mission? Because I do. I think it's the next. This is Nazi Germany, and them with a nuclear weapon, which they have stated repeatedly they intend to use to bring back their 12th imam, to bring about their version of the apocalypse. I think we had to do it.
I'm not sure about that. I think that they can't hurt us with a nuke. They can hurt Israel for sure. They can't hurt us with a nuke. And there will come a time when the people of Iran will finally get rid of these repressive regimes. Do you know that the Radio Free Europe, now it's called the Agency for Global Media, has 20% market share broadcasting Farsi into Iran? There are a lot of people, especially younger people, who are yearning to get a reasonable government and do not have any problem with the United States.
They've got to get the Revolutionary Guard out of the way first, though, because that seems like that's who's running the country right now.
Yeah, and as we've seen in Venezuela, which was a very successful clandestine operation, you can get in and infiltrate anybody. We infiltrated the Venezuelan version of the Revolutionary Guard is called the Squadra Azul, the Blue Squad, and were put over there by Castro. And they were protecting Maduro and Rodriguez and all these people. And we turned a couple of those guys, and that's how they got into the palace.
Now, Israel's intelligence, and human intelligence in particular, has been incredible in Iran, shockingly good. Do you think they've delivered the goods? And I don't mean they're holding back. I just mean, do you think that their previous intelligence victories have borne out as much here when we really are trying to overthrow this government?
Well, Mossad is, absolutely world-class intelligence service. And we work very closely with them, as you'd expect. We don't know what we know. I mean, we don't know what they know.
Yeah.
The agency would, but we don't. And I'm sure they're working very closely together, and I think they've been responsible for a lot of the targetability of missiles and things that we have been able to shoot, as well as some of the information on what the Revolutionary Guard's up to.
Do you think we're holding them back from killing more Iranian leadership? I felt like, and I said this on air, I said, Trump should be saying to Israel, kill some more. We don't like this leadership.
I don't know whether they're holding back or not. If they are holding back, it's because they'd rather have the guy that's there now than someone more influential.
Are there any good Iranian leaders? We've been looking for the moderate Iranian leadership for about 47 years. Are there any?
Yeah, I mean, after I wouldn't say good. There are no good Iranian leaders, but there have been better ones and less strident with their expressions of hatred and anti-Western beliefs than Ahmadinejad. Ahmadinejad was kind of the low point for Iranian leaders. The guys that followed him, Rafsanjani and the one that followed him, were much more moderate in their speech.
Ambassador Francis Rooney is our guest. Now, based on your experience there, and I know you were not military over there, but you were diplomatic in Iran, what needs to be done to open the Strait of Hormuz? And it's an irony that not only is that their only choke point, because then they could pressure the United States through gas prices and Europe, but it also hurts them.
Yeah, well, that's part of that complexity of the Iranians, that they will take actions that look to be not against their best interest, but they do it anyway because they cause mayhem with their adversaries.
Very straight. What is this? Is there a solution, Ambassador Rooney?
Yeah, there is. You're right. It's a horrific piece of geography over there. On the Red Sea exit, you've got the Houthis, and on the Straits of Hormuz exit, you've got Iran. I mean, there's just nothing good over there. Ultimately, I hope that some more people do like Saudi Arabia and build some pipelines to get their oil out of there in a different way. But The answer probably is a commitment of Iran not to enrich uranium for a while, along the lines of the Obama agreement. I hope we can do better than the Obama agreement and have an inspectionability on the military bases. That was the glaring loophole in the Obama agreement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing. And by the way, their ballistic missile program, which was supposedly in violation of the Obama agreement, I looked at it and I said, Trump was probably told that their ballistic capabilities will be such if you wait till after the midterms that you better do it now.
Could be. There are a lot of speculations as to why he decided to do this. Maybe he was amped up after his Venezuela victory. Mm-hmm. Maybe it had to do with other news that's out in the marketplace right now that was not so good for him. You know, that's the easiest thing to do is create a distraction.
Yeah, I hope it's not intractable, but the sad part is that politics, and I said I'd give up the majority in the Senate and the House to finish this job, but I certainly don't want that to happen because there'll be chaos in Washington.
Yeah, it's hard to believe you could have more chaos than we got right now, but it would be, and they'll be spending all their time. The Democrats will be spending all their time impeaching and harassing Trump and administration officials, and they won't be able to accomplish very much.
I mean, you have Kamala Harris coming out and saying, having her no idea brainstorm. Well, I think they should call it a no-brain brainstorm. But they are now outright saying we're going to abolish the Electoral College, pack the Supreme Court, make Puerto Rico and D.C. states, which matters. And she says we've got to neutralize these red states from cheating, which is the ultimate in Orwellian speak.
Well, we're becoming a banana republic. Yeah. I mean, I was against Trump's move to change the redistricting away from the 10-year census that it's been for 250 years, because we're going to be doing redistricting every year or two now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a crazy landscape. Are there any other foreign policy areas that you have your eye on that are not immediately in our face?
Well, the next team at bat's Cuba.
Yeah. And
I think Cuba is descending from an already brutally terrible economy and standard of living. I've been to Cuba. I think they've gotten a lot worse in recent time, and they're having huge blackouts. They're lacking food. They don't have any oil. Sooner or later, we're going to go in there and take them out. And in fact, I think we're talking to them right now.
We've got the head of the CIA there, which I thought was sort of an odd entree to the Cuban regime, but maybe it sends the right message.
Yeah, I mean, we've always had plans that if we need to go hit Cuba, we could take them, okay? We could wipe them out. But it's not worth the price that it would cost to do it. Yeah. Now, I think there's a possibility of getting a negotiated settlement because they're so desperate. You need to deal with Gaesa. That's the state company in Cuba owned by the military, which controls all the payment of wages of foreign companies in the country. And they pay them in pesos, but they collect the euros from the foreign countries. So like if you have a hotel in Varadero, you will pay euros like the Spanish hotel people do to Gaesa, and Gaesa will pay the peons that are working in there with useless Cuban pesos and keep the spread.
How close are they to being toppled, in your view?
I think it's pretty close. I think they're starving to death down there. It won't come from inside the people, I don't think. It'll come from us going in there and pulling a Venezuela.
Now, the $100 million that Trump has offered in aid, does that have probably has a positive impact, at least with the people, and maybe with the leadership?
Yeah. I think it was certainly, I would think, stimulate some interest in the part of starving people.
Yeah. And to get rid of Cuba as they've existed for all these years, all these decades, I think would be huge. What's your thoughts on it?
I think it'd be very helpful to avoid the negative influences that they create all through Latin America, and the support they give our enemies like North Korea, Russia, and China, who work through them. They're a proxy for Russia.
Yeah, still incredible. Well, Ambassador Francis Rooney, thank you so much for being with us. We'd love to talk to you anytime you've got some thoughts on our foreign policy or on geopolitics. We enjoy having you.
Well, I appreciate being on. There'll be some other things come up. You can bet on that.
yeah. Sadly, yes. Ambassador Francis Rooney, former congressman, former ambassador to the Holy See. Oh, we've got to talk about this Pope next time, too.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to him yet, but
all right.
In any event, maybe that should be a separate discussion. You figure out when you might be available. We'll just talk Pope. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Ambassador Francis Rooney. We'll take a break. It's the Bob Cordaro Show. Our Veterans Tribute, brought to you, as always, by our man John Basiliga. And it's Friday. Hard to believe it, but it is. And because it's Friday, we got to start thinking Basiliga hospitality. You've got, we talked about the 3-bar restaurants, the Old Brook, the Far Street, and the Queen City last hour. Well, how about fine dining? If you're in the mood for it this weekend, and great, great bars, too. A Terra 519, downtown Scranton. A modern take and one of the most gorgeous restaurants you'll ever walk into. And they got that great happy hour. $10 drinks, $9 wines, $6 craft beer. Stegmore Mansion, more of the same. Downtown Wilkes-Barre. It's an old world take and an awesome one. And it's not only a restaurant, but it's an event space. Gorgeous. It's the weekend. Well, the nightclub in Northeast Pennsylvania, Sergey's. Downstairs from a Terra 519. It's a perfect combination. A Terra 519 for dinner, Sergey's for a little dancing. If you're like me, you go early. Basiliga Hospitality Group. William Bill Deaver. He was 82. He was from Scranton. We lost him April 22nd. Born in Peckville, proud graduate of Dunmore High School. He honorably served this country in the United States Army, 1st Cavalry Division, serving in Korea. Bill attained the rank of Sergeant First Class, specializing as a combat engineer. After completing his military service, Bill went on to build a lifelong career as an industrial mechanic in manufacturing with RCA Thompson. Bill was a devoted husband, father, grandfather, and friend. He's survived by his beloved wife of 59 years, Marlene Sylvester Deemer, his 4 children, their spouses, his 6 grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and other family. Bill Deemer. Robert Dudick. We lost him at age 92 on April 19th. He was from South Abington Township. Born in Hop Bottom. Graduate of the great Scranton Technical High School. He then proudly served his country in the United States Army during the Korean War. We are losing these Korean vets. After his military service, he graduated from the University of Scranton on the GI Bill, earning his bachelor's degree in business. He spent most of his career in the aerospace industry, first working for Bendix Corporation in Montrose before building his own company, Timely Associates Susquehanna Precision in Susquehanna, PA. Bob was an outstanding baseball pitcher, earning him the title of Iron Arm Dudick. He enjoyed his bowling leagues and the American Legion Post 908 Fish Club. Bob's life was filled with love. He first married the late Catherine Lowry Dudick, and they shared 4 children. Sadly, tragically, 3 of his children preceded him in death, Kathleen, Robert, and Paul. He's survived by his daughter, Diane Dudick Grambo, and her husband, Ed. Bob later married Maureen Mason Dudick in 2018, and he added 4 stepchildren to his family. He also has grandchildren, a great-granddaughter, survived by his sister, Susan Colangelo, as well. Bob was a great example of what a husband, father, and friend is. You couldn't help but be captivated by his wisdom, warmth, kindness, and undeniable charisma. Robert Dudick. Our great veterans this hour, brought to you by John Basiliga and Basiliga Hospitality Group. AccuWeather forecast today, times of clouds and sun, high 65. Tonight, mainly clear, low 44. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and pleasant, high 81, low 60. It's going to get hotter and hotter. Sunday, very warm with clouds and sun, 84 degrees, low 57. Monday, partly sunny and hot, high 91, low 63. Tuesday, mostly sunny and remaining very warm, 91 degrees, low 64. I love hot weather. Chauncey does not, so we'll see how far he wants to walk as we get into this weekend. But that's your weather, brought to you by the great gang at Montage Mountain Resort, who tell you it's 50 degrees right now on the mountain, so enjoy this cool. There's some nice weather and hot weather coming up. The Rolling Stones, this date 1971, moved up to number 6 with their hit Brown Sugar. You love that song. And I don't know, I think it's a perfect lead-in for my next guest, Jerry Featherby. We're going to be talking to her later this month with all the gang, the great gang from ARC. But today she's calling, she's putting together a nice little piece for Monsignor Esif and his 98th birthday. Jerry, welcome to the Bob Cordaro Show.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for having me. I love that veteran section you do each day, too.
I do, too.
That's just beautiful. So, thanks to you through J&J Catholic Radio, the only Catholic radio station in northeastern Pennsylvania.
And what's the call? What's the signal? 102?
The call number, sure. So we have 5 towers. So the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area is 104.5 FM.
Nice.
In Dewshore, it is 91.7 FM. In Altoona, it is 91.9 FM. And if you are living and listening in Laceyville, we are 90.5 FM.
Is that the old Temple radio game?
I don't know.
Fascinating. I never heard of it until you told me about this.
What? You never heard of J&J, or you never heard of Laceyville?
The Catholic radio. I knew there was one on one of in the old station you and I both worked together with, which was 750 was Catholic radio. But I never, actually 1550 also. But I didn't know about this. This is neat. That's a good thing to know.
Bob, we go back a long way.
Which is not always a good thing, right? I mean, that means we're older. That means we're getting older.
That Elephant time was wonderful.
You're ageless. Well, Jerry Featherby, let's do this thing. We've got to get it in within 2 minutes, and Bulldogs are going to record it. I figure we do it live on the air. Why not? We love Monsignor Esif. We love him.
Yeah. So before we do it, let me just share with your listeners what we're doing. So, like you said, we're creating a special birthday gift for Monsignor John Esif. He'll be turning 98, June 13th, feast day of St. Anthony. He's also celebrating 73 years as a priest this May 30th. Yeah. So when I finish producing this segment and everything, I'll get back to you and let your listeners know when it will air on JMJ.
Great.
So we are recording short 1 to 2 minute testimonies from people whose lives he has touched. And it'll air the week of his birthday. And it's not just from people in the area, Bob. I interviewed a priest from Michigan who met with him while studying as a seminarian in Nebraska. And his conversion story was peppered with lots of humor. And I also interviewed a man from the Bronx who experienced a wild conversion through an unexplainable full healing from a heart issue he had while he was in the hospital. Yeah, so the medical staff calls it unexplainable. What do we call it?
A miracle.
You got it.
Yeah,
So,
that's
Bob,
neat.
Yeah. So I'd like to share my contact information, if you don't mind, after you share your story with anyone listening who wants to share a memorable encounter or a conversation that still stays with them today.
Okay.
Is that okay? Great.
Yes, of course.
All right, Bob. So hit it. I know that you didn't have a personal dealing one-on-one with Monsignor.
Oh, I did.
But what do you?
I
you did. Okay.
As Lackawanna County Commissioner, we were members of the prison board. And Monsignor Esseff was always aggressively protecting and looking out for prisoners. And we knew that we would be called to task by him without fear or favor. He didn't. His advocacy was for the prisoners, and if we did something he thought was wrong, he'd come right after you. If we didn't fix it or respond, he'd be at the very next meeting asserting the rights of these prisoners again. I developed a tremendous respect for him, particularly since we disagreed at times. But he was just a holy force, a force with no, he had no personal intent. He had no personal interest in any of this. He was fighting for other people, and he would do so with complete honesty without backing down ever. Loved Monsignor Esseff.
Bob, you just gave me a title for the whole radio experience. I'm calling it The Holy Force.
Nice. Well, he was great. He really was. And we were afraid of him because when he came in, we're like, oh my God, what did we do now? Monsignor Esseff is he's at the meeting.
He's at the meeting. That's great.
He was great.
At the same time, with that force, there was complete Jesus, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
you are Jesus.
He's the real deal.
Yeah. I had a powerful reconversion into my faith in 2008 because of him. So, yep. So it's all good stuff.
I love it. All right. So, Jerry, tell people how they can get in touch with you if they've got some thoughts or memories of Monsignor Esseff.
Great. So here is my information for anyone listening who wishes to share a memorable encounter or a conversation or conversion. You don't have to be Catholic, certainly, because he reaches well beyond Catholicism. Anything that still stays with you today. Please email me at FeatherbyGerry. That's FeatherGeri @gmail.com. Or you can go to jmj750.com, which is the website, hit the contact form, and write in Monsignor Esseff, Jerry, get in touch with me.
Nice. Well, so we'll talk about it again when we get closer, and then in a couple of weeks you'll be in with the gang from ARC, right?
Oh my gosh, Bob! They are looking forward to it. I had rehearsal on Wednesday evening, and they are out of their minds in anticipation.
And then
So
Lissa's going to have
much.
him on the morning show, and Doc and Chewy are going to have him on on KRZ, and Doc and Chewy are going to have them on the morning show at Froggy, and then they'll come here. I love it.
Wow. That sounds amazing.
All right. Jerry Featherby, thank
terrific.
you. Monsignor Esseff, worthy of this birthday card you're preparing.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Bob.
All right. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bulldog will email you with that segment of the interview.
And the Holy Force will be giving you blessings from afar.
Outstanding. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it.
Take it easy.
All
Bye-bye.
right. We'll take a break. We'll be back. It's the Bob Cordaro Show. Joe Biden passionately lying about Charlotte, knowing that the Southern Poverty Law Center had paid to cause the problems. Insane and sickening. Biden banner disgrace, day 152, stolen valor. On North Washington Avenue in Scranton, there's a hometown hero banner for Joe Biden, who never served in the military. The Greenridge Neighborhood Association paid and put it up, and we're asking them to take it down because they know now that it's wrong, that Joe Biden never served, that he dodged service. And the hometown hero banners are for veterans only. Take the banner down. Biden banner disgrace, day 152. Stolen valor. We'll be back. This date, 1977, Heart released their hit Barracuda, Murph tells us. And before that, 1972, this date, Alabama Governor George Wallace shot and left paralyzed while campaigning for president, Laurel, Maryland. Bob Cordaro back with you on WILK. And let's go right to the phones because we're running low on time before the top of the hour. John from DuPont. How are you, John?
I'm pretty good, Bob. I just wanted to say, first I want to mention I love the segment about the veterans. My pop, I didn't call in or form, but my pop was a veteran. He died years and years ago. He was a Navy veteran in World War II, and his ship was unfortunately torpedoed and sunk or something. But he made it through that. But anyway, the part I really like is where you say the things that the veterans really enjoyed in their lives. And like my pop loved our family. He really liked.
We've got to do a
whiskey.
tribute, John.
Yeah. Well, he really liked whiskey. He liked Gibbons beer. He liked good times. He liked money, and he liked. He was very humorous. Great sense of humor. Wonderful guy.
It sounds like you take after him, by the way.
I try not to hold back, Bob. Anyway, this thing with the war now, it's getting a little silly. I think it's almost like when they would come out and say, "Oh, Biden's got this under control," or "He's sharp as a tack," or "He knows what he's doing," and this is his plan. That always worried me when they said that, but there's not much I can do. This is starting to worry me a lot, too. It's like, does Donald Trump have the correct phone number for these people in Iran? Because he says one thing, they say another thing, the media says another thing, and I have no idea who they're talking to. And as far as the war being over, we won. He claims they have no military, no Navy, no Army, totally disorganized, yet he's trying to make peace deals. Peace with who? You beat the man. The only piece is, how bad are we going to pummel you into the ground at this point? You've been beaten.
Well, I think the great hesitancy is, number one, that they could still cause problems with trade in the Strait of Hormuz. The second is...
Well, no, so that's my second point.
Yeah.
Now, there's this big thing, the ceasefire. I don't think that both the president, the Iranians, the media, the public in general, because they seem to accept this, they don't seem to know what the meaning of those two words are when they're put together. Cease fire, no more firing. And yet they talk about, oh, we had another tanker shot on, or a cargo ship was fired upon in the Strait of Hormuz. It's like, come on. It's a ceasefire. You fire something, you're done. Then ceasefire is over. We go after you. And as far as this Navy was destroyed, yet they're stopping ships. I don't get any. It's like they think we're stupid. If you fire on a ship, they don't own the ocean. If you fire on a ship, you get consequences. It's insane. How are they allowing him to do this? They don't even know who they're talking to. They're letting them continue to make us pay more for gas. We got tons of oil, supposedly, yet we have to pay more for gas. I don't understand any of it. I think they're just screwing over the public. I think Trump's starting to believe his own hype that he's Mr. Genius and world beater as president, and he can do no wrong, and all these people are going to.
But do you agree? Well, let me ask you this, John. Although we're out of time, but I think you agree, but maybe not. I thought Iran was a very, very short path to creating world chaos with an atomic weapon.
Yeah, and all of that. So we don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Well, they go after them. They have ways to find out where they're building. And at this point, if they don't have any defenses, just go in there and find out whatever they had, destroy it, and just take over. Make it. We could annex them. It could be the United States Far East or Mideast. How's that?
I don't think they're ready to put troops on the ground. But, John, thank you. Appreciate it.
I think we should just annex them. A new state.
Well, and I think you voiced the frustration of a lot of people, and I think they're listening. Yeah. I do.
They got to be.
Yep.
Who are they? Who are we to have to ask them to open up a piece of the ocean. Oh, my
Yep,
God.
I know
The premise is beyond ridiculous. You talk about insane lunacy. Well, that's pretty lunacy to me.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, John. Pleasure. We got to honor his father. We got to make sure we honor his father. Make sure of that, John. Well, my Picardo Jewelers watch tells me it's 11:02. That means it's past time for the news. But that opinion need to be heard. Let's take a break. We'll do the news with Brian Hughes. Then we'll be back. It's the Bob Cordaro Show. You know it does, baby. We can never give. They're lunatics. Great good morning, everyone. It's 11:10 a.m. on my Cordaro Jewelers watch. This beautiful Friday, May 15, year of our Lord 2026 here in the great Northeast. This is the Bob Cordaro Show. I am he, and it's a big day to fight for America, defend our values, and honor, with the help of our man John Basiliga and his great Basiliga hospitality group, the brave who have made us and kept us free. People like veterans we've lost this year, but celebrate today, thanks to John, like Bill Deemer, Scranton, Robert Dudick, South Abington Township, Jack Kissel, Scranton, Michael Soreski, Dunmore via Troop, Lynn Blanton, Archbald, and Stephen Kalinowski, Taylor. So with history, our great founding fathers, who we will not allow to be canceled, and the incomparable Constitution of the United States of America as our guides, let us continue today's battle. Gaveling back to order this meeting of the Club for Common Sense after that brief news adjournment, assuring you that our deep and unalterable commitment to common sense will provide a sanctuary of sanity to all of you who hearken here, because you've got the education establishment, academia, you've got the media, you've got the Democrat Party, you have public employee unions, you've got foundations and nonprofits and NGOs telling you the opposite of that which is true and provably true. So you need your sanctuary of sanity. I need it. And that's what I get from you guys. I love it. So Fauci. Has Fauci been exposed, and has Biden been exposed? Or are you just not willing to listen? Fauci's a career bureaucrat who somehow managed to pay himself more than the president of the United States, more than anybody in the history of the bureaucracy. And that does not count. And there's no way this is not unethical. And I'm betting it's illegal. Him accepting royalties personally for drug development doesn't make any sense. It can't be. But here he is, proven now by this CIA whistleblower to be covering up the origins of COVID because he knew that he illegally, remember, Barack Obama said no funding for gain-of-function research. He knew through his friend and his friend's organization that they were pumping money into the Wuhan Institute in China. And he knew that would be discovered, and he covered up the Chinese origin because he knew that his money, our money, funded this breakout. Totally disgraceful human being. Totally disgraceful and should be completely discredited. Just like Biden with his lies about why he even ran for president. It's just like Paige Cognetti. I guess it's the playbook. They lie about why they ran. Oh, well, when the big, beautiful bill got voted on, I decided I had to run. You had staff hired a year before. What are you talking about? Why not? Why lie? You couldn't wait. You probably voted against Matt Cartwright so that you could run for Congress, Paige Cognetti. Somebody texted in, greatest banner opening ever today, exposing Biden and the fraudulent speech he made to run for president after it was funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Yeah, the chaos, the warfare in Charlotte funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Now the fraudulent hometown banner. Biden's not a veteran. He's a total disgrace and a liar who ran from military service. Somebody else detected, and ironically, the same anti-Semitic Semitic bile that was chanted by the Democrat Party and not a peep by Biden. A scumbag. It's horrible, and it's embarrassing to have a highway and an expressway, a street named after that scum. Embarrassing. All right, well, let's go on to a nicer subject. And let's see if, by the way, that's if she's going to be nice today. We never know which Lorraine is going to show up. And this is her, the birthday girl, Lorraine from Hazleton. How are you, dear?
Not that great, but you finally found your way home, but that's okay. I was serenaded yesterday by 3 men and 2 women. So,
Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that.
well, and you could get your turn.
What, you want Johnny and I to sing? Oh, look at, he's putting his earphones on. Every time he puts his headphones on, nothing good is going to come out of it. What are you saying? You saying you want us to sing Happy Birthday? Is that what you're saying? I did say I would, and I wasn't here.
Of course.
All right.
I know you're not all there.
One verse only. All right. All right, Bulldog. Are you ready? All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lorraine. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Very nice. You harmonize.
Well,
very well.
Bulldog and I don't get along well. I'm surprised it wasn't worse.
Nah, Bulldog's okay.
Well,
yeah.
You don't have to live with him, through the glass.
Well, through the glass. Well,
yeah,
that's okay.
I got to deal with this guy every day.
Well, he's my buddy.
Well, happy birthday, my dear. I know you're not going to tell us how old you are. I know that. See how I know that right away?
Like you told me. Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, yeah. That's my friend Tommy Harrison's grandmother. She would say, "Yeah, can you keep a secret?" They'd say, how old are you? And she'd say, "Can you keep a secret?" And
yeah.
she would say, "So can I." Well, happy birthday anyway. No.
Thank you. Well, and I was waiting for Mark Mayer, or did he leave town too?
Well, he's out of town. Lives in Long Island. He lives in Manhattan. He doesn't leave town.
I know, but he could leave Manhattan too. I know what I said.
Well.
Jeez, you pick on me more than.
Well, you need it. You can't go uncontested. Mark Mayer just texted in, "Happy birthday, Lorraine," with a thumbs up and a smile with a star on it. No smile, but a smiley face. And saying he's waiting for Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Okay, okay, Fuzzy Wuzzy. Thank you.
All right. Well, you have a great day, my dear, and we're happy you called in on this Friday. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought I better. Okay.
All right, my dear. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
We'll take a break. It's the Bob Cordaro Show. Coming back with Lisa Baker. Oh, oh. This date, 1981, the Moody Blues released their comeback album, Long Distance Voyager, on Decca Records, Murph tells us. That's the voice from that album. Bob Cordaro back with you. A couple of items, just reminding you, we're available on live stream. You go to Bob Cordaro and WILK on YouTube, and you can see the live stream that's brought to you by Roach Supply, the premier bath and kitchen supplier in Northeast Pennsylvania. 75 years in business, which means they're honest, means they're great at what they do. And we're on the 4th generation there. Bulldog, you didn't look up the word. By the way, none of you helped me today. I want to know what they call somebody in their 90s. Nonagenarian, maybe? That may be a nonagenarian. Non-agenarian, I believe. Don't put the headset on unless you know the answer, Bulldog. When he puts the headset on, just so you guys know, that means he's ready to say something. Like he's the Dalai Lama or something. Hey, somebody says, Bob, fake news is now fake weather and very frustrating. It's windy as a bee up in Moscow. And standing there, it's 46 degrees. Well, it's 52 at Montage Mountain. Who brings you the weather? I mean, you know what it is? Sometimes if the sun doesn't come out, it's not going to reach the 65 they predicted. But yet, by the way, some geniuses think they can predict what the weather's going to be in 2050. How about that? Can't even predict it today. Well, State Senator Lisa Baker has been, she's my candidate without doubt. And she's my senator. Not physically, but she is my senator. And I love her, and she's great. And here she is with us. Senator Lisa Baker, welcome to the Bob Cordaro Show.
Good morning, Bob. Thanks for letting me check back in. When we spoke the other day, you said give a call and check back in and let me know how things are going. We are, down to the countdown. Had a great rally last night in Hanover Township with former Magistrate Joe Hallisey and the Hanover Township commissioners and the Republicans there, and just really encouraging everyone. This is an important election. We need you to show up on Tuesday, May 19th to cast your vote, and I'm running hard and just asking people for their support and their vote.
Well, I asked your opponent, I said, why don't you run against a Democrat? What the hell are you doing? I don't get it. And the good work you've done, you have a great commercial with Joe Peters. I love that one, our Wyoming County District Attorney. But yeah, it's one of those things among many. I just don't get it. But you have done some amazing work, head of the Judiciary Committee, chairman, and always great on service to constituents.
That is paramount. The job of a lawmaker is threefold. It's enacting state budgets that are balanced. It's serving the community and helping to cut red tape. And it's being an effective lawmaker and putting forward legislative proposals to make policy changes that affect and impact Pennsylvania residents. And I'm very proud to have been recognized this year by City and State magazine as one of the most effective lawmakers in Harrisburg for my work on behalf of so many issues. Proud of the work we've done with veterans. As you know, long and proud history of my family, yes, serving all the way back to the Revolutionary War. So we created the Pennsylvania Veterans Trust Fund. We have the Veterans Service Officer Outreach Program to connect vets with benefits they earned. those are two of the highlight bills that I'm very, very proud of. And to your point with DA Peters, all the DAs from northeastern Pennsylvania stood with me last week in Harrisburg with the Detective Kyle Gilmartin law that will fix a terrible flaw in our sentencing guidelines that could result in as little as 7 years in jail for someone who attempts to take the life of a law enforcement officer. So I have been proud to work with all of our local DAs and have the endorsement of the State Troopers Association, the FOP, Attorney General Dave Sunday. That work, keeping our communities safe and protected, has been at the top of my mind throughout my career.
Wasn't Kyle Gilmartin, isn't he he's an inspiration, isn't he? Man.
I was so impressed. He stood before the cameras and talked about his experience and why it meant so much to him to be standing there, that we can fix it, that he and the two other officers who were in the car with him were all there and talked about, why righting this wrong is so crucial and so important.
What's on your agenda for the future, Senator Lisa Baker?
Well, as I mentioned, Bob, community safety continues and will always be a high priority. I'm looking at, obviously, things that we can do to promote economic growth. I think we need to advance new energy generation opportunities to drive costs down, working to streamline and help eliminate burdensome regulations, tax structure, keeping the spending levels appropriate, eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. And when I speak about the spending levels in the state budgets, my opponent has criticized me for voting for 15 Democratic budgets. Well, guess what, Bob? There have only been Democrat governors for those 15 years. So whose budget would I be voting for?
Yeah.
Right? And those budgets,
the Senate,
keep in mind,
the Senate under your leadership has been the only break we've had against Wolf Shapiro budgets.
correct. And never has the Senate rubber stamped a budget that has been presented by one of those Democrat governors. You keep in mind, they proposed higher levels of spending. We've contained those levels of spending. There's never been any broad-based tax increase for our citizens, and we focused on important policy initiatives as part of the legislative process. Last year, we got rid of the RGGI carbon tax.
Big deal.
That started under Wolf. That was a huge legislative win for the General Assembly. We've been reducing the corporate net income tax. We've been helping to streamline permits to make it more competitive and help our businesses grow. So when someone sees I voted for a budget, it never was the original budget. And I've only served under one Republican governor in my time in Harrisburg, and that was Tom Corbett. Yeah. That's more than 12 years ago. So a misrepresentation, unfortunately.
Well, Senator Lisa Baker, the other thing is it's not like the federal government. You have to have a budget. There's no continuing resolutions. There's no dodging it as there is with the federal government. You have to vote on a budget each year, period, or there will be nothing. It won't operate, the state.
We will, and we also and one of the things that has concerned me over the last several years as we run into these impasses is what happens to those who don't get their funding and are waiting into the fall and other months. I've actually introduced legislation to create a default budget that would fund operations of government at 80% of the last year's funding that was approved so that the negotiations could continue. And those small nonprofit organizations and schools and counties and others who utilize the budget and pay their obligations, they're sitting there waiting, and they don't have the ability to go out and borrow those funds. So I think my default budget idea is a good one. If we find ourselves in that situation, we have a mechanism not to harm those that we're really here to serve.
Well, Senator Lisa Baker, thank you for being with us. We'd appreciate it so much. And you do so much work for veterans. You'll understand you got to give way for the veterans tribute. But thank you, and keep plugging.
I do. Thank you.
And you are welcome
Reminder,
anytime.
May 19th. May 19th. Thank you, Bob. Have a great day.
All right, Lisa Baker, our senator, thank you so much. We'll take a break and be back with our veterans tribute. Our veterans tribute. This hour, as with every hour, this day, as with every day, brought to you by our man, John Basiliga. And as we approach the weekend, well, I guess it is, right? Basiliga Hospitality Group. 3 amazing bar restaurants. You will love every one. Top to bottom. Fine food to the best in bar food. The Old Brook Inn, 307 Springbrook Township. The Far Street Tavern in the Great Trips Park section of West Scranton. And Queen City Tavern, downtown Oliphant. Fine dining, yeah, we got that. The Stegmeyer Mansion, downtown Wilkes-Barre. The Mary Stegmeyer Mansion. It is awesome. I promise you, you will love it. Old world flavor. Oh, just perfect. The Atera 519, a modern take on fine dining, and it is outstanding and gorgeous. on Linden Street, downtown Scranton. Sergey's Live, the nightclub. That'll be hopping tonight and tomorrow. Like, I'm telling you, it's a blast. Basiliga Hospitality. Lynn Blanton. He was from Archibald. We lost him at age 91, April 26th. He's survived by his wife of 53 years, Elizabeth Walsh Blanton. Born in Delhi, New York, graduate at Charlotte Valley High School. He earned a Bachelor of Music degree from the University of New York at Fredonia. He served 2 years in the 19th Army Band at Fort Dix, New Jersey. Lynn earned a Master of Music degree from Ithaca College in 1964. He taught choral and instrumental music in the Susquehanna Valley School District, Conklin, New York, for 30 years. He retired in 1990 and became a licensed insurance agent for the Horace Mann Insurance Company. In addition to his wife, also surviving 2 sons, Patrick and Christopher, their wives, his 6 grandchildren, 3 brothers, many nieces, nephews, cousins, and friends. Lynn Blanton. Stephen Kalinowski. He died April 22nd at age 97 and 2 months. Unique obituary written from the perspective of a family member's. They says, my father, Stephen Andrew Kalinowski, was never far from his walker or cane, and it had become more difficult to recall a time when he didn't need my help. To my younger self, my father could do anything, fix anything. He was a silent partner to my every escapade. I was his shadow, and then he was mine. One of the first activities we shared was shoveling snow. My father, being the most perfectly precise shoveler of all time, left not much for me to do, but just walk in the path of greatness. My father was a machine, piling higher and higher singular mountains of snow so that early the next morning I could dig out the bottom for igloo forts. That was my first of many clues that my father was, in fact, a superhero. Born and raised in Taylor, Stephen Kalinowski proudly served our country with the United States Army during the Korean War as a tank driver. He will be greatly missed by his daughter, Andrea, his youngest brother, George, George's wife, nieces, nephews, and others. He's also survived by his daughter, Stephanie, granddaughter, sadly preceded in death by 7 of his siblings. Stephen Kalinowski. Our great veterans this hour, brought to you by John Basiliga and the Basiliga Hospitality Group. AccuWeather forecast brought to you by the great gang at Montage Mountain Resort. Swinging into spring, and you can always have that Wagyu burger. Today, times of clouds and sun, 65 degrees is their hope. It's only 53 at Montage right now. Tonight, mainly clear, low 44. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and pleasant, high 81, low 60. Sunday, very warm with clouds and sun, high 84, low 57. Monday, partly sunny and hot, 91 degrees, low 63. Tuesday, mostly sunny and remaining very warm, high 91 again, low 64. And that is your weather, brought to you by our great gang at Montage Mountain. I like that song a lot. Counting Crows, Murph says, from May 15th, 1994, moving up the charts with their hit Mr. Jones. Yeah, I really do. I enjoy that song. By the way, I got a mailer at the house. This is Congressman Rod Bresnahan sold stock in Medicaid providers, then voted to cut Medicaid. And then they have another here. This is slash our health care by cutting Medicare and Medicare. I can't even believe the lies. Like, this is what Paige Cognetti's entire campaign is based on lies. It's stunning. It's scary. Why don't you just tell the truth? And then she lies about her own beliefs because she's a left-wing lunatic. And people are going to vote for this? By the way, if she had paved my street, and not just mine, it's a general condition of streets in the city of Scranton. It's a disaster. I'm happy the streets paved, but not after 5 years. Because you're running for Congress? Number two, it's not just the incompetence as mayor. She's a left-wing lunatic on every issue. Don't let her lie to you. And here's the lies against Bresnahan. Again, over and over. It's disgraceful. Somebody texted in, sadly, I know you won't read this on the air, but the way Baker and the Luzerne County Republican Party is running these primaries is 100% the reason why Republicans are switching to independent and why Republicans don't come out and vote. Well, that's not an excuse. That's like me saying, and so many people do, and it's false, and it's fake, oh, I don't go to church anymore. I don't like the priest. What the hell does the priest have to do with it? What the hell does the Pope have to do with it? I think he's awful. So what? I'm praying to God, not the Pope, not the priest. If you're Republican or you're conservative, if you're normal, you vote for the Republican that you have an option to vote for. There's contested primaries. Okay, vote. So what? It's crazy stuff. I got a problem with the Republican Party, Luzerne County, so I'm not going to vote. What is that about? Seriously. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to give it to the Democrats, the lunatics? Seriously, you're going to do that? Really? Out of spite, out of pique, what? I don't understand it. I really don't. And I don't know what you're talking about, how they're running the primaries. They're not running the primaries. Luzerne County Voter Bureau, for better or worse, is running the primaries in Luzerne County, not the Republican Party. You blaming the party for your not voting is insane. I hope you get that. Not participating? That's insane. Craziness. Like, what are you doing here? By the way, I got a text from my man Pat, a picture of Paige Cognetti with Nancy Pelosi, and it's like, I mean, it's a photo bomb very clearly. Nancy doesn't know who she is. Well, Nancy doesn't know who she is half the time, Nancy Pelosi. But I mean, it's just like, enough said. Yes, it is. It's enough said. By the way, Mark the Shark from Hazelton says, thanks for doing the segment on the Hazelton Philharmonic with Bobby Lagana. Father Joe was my priest in my younger days. That's the guy who ran it for years and is indeed a legend. I will pass the word. Yeah, that great concert. It's good stuff. But yeah, this whole thing, I mean, do you see who we have to defeat? We got to defeat the Paige Cognettis and the left-wing lunatics of the world who literally hate the country and are going to ruin it with their insanity. That's a pretty damn clear choice, even if your chosen Republican doesn't win. Anything else doesn't make sense, and you are not doing your American duty. Chuck from Carbondale says it. If Republicans stay home, the loony Democrats win. Yep. All right, well, my Picardo Jewelers watch and that little sounder tells us that we're headed for the Bloomberg Money Minute right at 11:50. Well, you know, these Picardo watches tell us that's perfect time, and actually they're good to look at. 11:50. Remember, Ray doesn't sing the line, which is the title of the show, I Can't Stop Loving You. But that's what we're going to finish with. Because on May 15th, 1963, Murph tells us Ray Charles won the best R&B recording at the 5th Grammy Awards show, I Can't Stop Loving You. Policeman's Prayer, sent and furnished to me by my man Nicky DeSando. And let's think about our cops. They're the thin blue line. They're making us safe over the weekend, and they'll be out there. Lord bless the ones who wear the badge, the ones who walk the beat, protect and keep them safe while they are on the street. As they wait and as they watch, doing good for all. Guide their minds and give them strength for each and every call. Ready to put their lives on the line, give them courage each day. Let them know you're always there in each and every way. So bless the ones who wear the badge. Protect them from harm. Always keep them safe and in your loving arms. The Policeman's Prayer. And as we always do, or try to do, we finish our Fridays with Tomorrow Never Comes by Norma Cornett Merrick. And it was found in the obituary of the late, great Doreen Gorieb. And I've used it ever since. If I knew it would be the last time that I'd see you walk out the door, I would give you a hug and kiss and call you back for just one more. If I knew it would be the last time, I would spare an extra minute or two to stop and say I love you instead of assuming you know I do. So just in case tomorrow never comes and today is all I get, I'd like to say how much I love you, and I hope we will never forget. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone, young or old alike, and today may be the last chance you get to hold your loved one tight. So if you're waiting for tomorrow, why not do it today? For if tomorrow never comes, you'll surely regret the day that you didn't take that extra time for a smile, a hug, a call, a text, or a kiss, and you were too busy to grant someone what turned out to be their final wish. So hold your loved ones close today and whisper in their ear that you love them very much and you'll always hold them dear. Take time to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, or it's okay. And if tomorrow never comes, you'll have no regrets about today. Thanks to our hourly sponsor, Tina Morocco, Global Sales Advisor at Sotheby's International Realty in Naples, Florida. You could reach her through Sotheby's in Naples or Tina Morocco, MURACCO.com. She is your trusted advisor for Florida real estate, specializing in Southwest Florida. And thanks to the Roaches, the premier plumbing suppliers, they bring you the live stream. But they specialize in kitchens and bathrooms run by our friend, and thank you to the Sue the Cat, nonagerian Ron Roach. We love them, and thanks for bringing that to us. Guys, there was so many things I wanted to get to, your texts in particular. I just can't. We're out of time. Sue Henry's bursting through the door. She actually came in 5 minutes early, bursting through, ready to go. So we cannot deny her. Rob O'Donnell show after her. Guys, have a great weekend, God willing. I'll be with you Monday morning. Thanks, Ray. Adjourned.